It's gotten to the point where now
You're
I could
harmonizing your laugh.
harmonize the laugh. I'm gonna start doing octaves on my laugh, harmonizing major and minor thirds.
I don't think you're that good.
I don't think so either, man. Welcome to another episode. Is this 200 now? Is this 200 or 199?
98 or 99. I don't know.
Something like that. Last one was 98 that we uploaded. So I think this might be
tomorrow's
200.
99. So this is 200.
Yeah.
And we have the most special guest possible for 200.
Yeah.
That worked out.
This is sick. Yeah, we got a Cane Dog in the building.
A dog of few words.
Yeah, he won't be talking much, but
he's hanging.
Yeah, he's chilling. I think I got that when
he's just having like an existential crisis right now.
Yeah. Look at his mouth.
Like,
he doesn't look like happy. But then again, I'm just a dog. I can't believe that it still exists here, that thing.
Why not?
I don't know. I thought it would be lost within the fray. I've had it for a long time, man. I got that when
people respect Kane.
Yeah, they really do. I do. I salute Kane, man. They just opened one in Wrigleyville.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not like the first one in the city, is it?
No, there's one up in by us in like Rogers Park by Loyola College on Sheridan Road. That's the one I go to.
I keep telling myself I want to go there, but I always forget about it because it's like a relatively new,
only a few years. Yeah,
I never really think about it until like I drive past it and I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta get over there at some point.
Yeah, that's good, man. I got that toy at when the one opened on Lawrence in like Norridge by where Franco lives.
Did you buy that or was it given to you?
It was given to me.
Like, because you're like the first, like, what, like 1,000
It was something like that. Yeah, I don't know. They were just like, here you go. And I was like, all right.
It's pretty sweet. I love it. I think it's great. I think it's a great addition to this. Like, it's just funny to have this little guy here.
Hell yeah. Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Nobody seems to fuck with him, so.
Yeah, exactly. He's been living in this practice spot for, he was living in the last one. He was living in Music Garage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you've had him for a while.
So he's made the move. Yeah. He survived.
Been here, over a year now, right?
Oh, yeah. We've been here I feel like we've been here for over 2 years now in this room.
Dude, like,
we've definitely been here over 2 years, 3 years,
makes no
maybe.
sense to me anymore. Like, talking to Brian Rosie about stuff, and like, we were just like reflecting on like different like things that happened over the years, and I was like, yeah, that was like 3 years ago. That was 5 years ago. I was like, oh my God, it didn't feel like it. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's wild, but we have been in this spot for like 3 years now or so, maybe even 4. It's been a long time.
Slowly becoming our spot.
Like, I know. Yeah, more and more.
Adding more stuff to it.
Yeah,
you got to bring more posters and flags.
I know, and I have no reason not to. I just keep spacing on it.
Max was like talking about some sick ass posters. He was talking about he was like gonna get a commando poster.
Yeah,
I was like, please bring that. That would be so cool.
Sick. Yeah. He's got a ton of posters and shit.
I'll frame that one. That'd be awesome.
I have somewhere a signed poster of the first Periphery album because it came with my pre-order for it.
Cool.
Which is really funny. If I can find that, I'll bring that.
I have a signed Non-Point poster before I knew them.
I thought something cool. I gotta find it. I don't know where the fuck it is, but I got it at a show, and it's just a little flyer. Like, it's like a glossy finished flyer from Sumerian. I got it at a VFW Hall show with Veil of Maya and Tony Danza. And it was like an ad flyer for Rare Form, but then also an ad for Planetary Duality before any of the songs came out on MySpace. And it had like, it just had a picture of like the moon on it, and it was like upcoming album Planetary Duality from the Faceless. And I was like, So it's a cool little thing that I've had forever.
A nice memento.
Yeah. I gotta find it though. It's in a desk of mine somewhere, but it's really cool. And I have a Rare Form poster too, I think, that came with my pre-order. I don't know.
With the black and green one.
Yeah, but I have the old like the first Rare Form, which is like red and orange or red and beige.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's what it looks like because I pre-ordered the OG, and then the remix was the green and black when they added the new vocalist tune and shit. But I like the first one more, the original more. And that's what sucks is the original's not on streaming services. I don't even think you could buy copies of the original anymore.
It is on streaming services? I was going to text you.
What?
Ade.
Really?
It's back up on Spotify. Spotify, yeah.
Oh, no Spotify. Shit. Spotify. Yeah.
Because I like randomly, I don't know why. I was like, I'm going to listen to music. So I just put it on random on my Spotify playlist. And I'm listening. I was like, this sounds an awful like Ade, but I'm like, I could have sworn this wasn't. And I looked at my phone. I was like, holy shit! I was like, this album's streaming again. So if anybody's a fan, that's back up there.
I was listening to Paula Cole on the way here.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't want to wait.
On repeat. What was their other hit? She had another big hit besides that one.
I
Dawson's Creek one.
Remember. Well, this is gonna take too long for me to find it. I'm not gonna do it. I have that CD. I think the Ade CD with George Colias on it.
You're still talking about Paula Cole.
Oh no, I was talking about Ade.
I was like, you own that Paula Cole CD?
I don't even know how to pronounce that, but I have the one with George Colias on it.
I don't know.
They got a couple of albums now. I think since that one. Yeah.
I've only listened to that one, and that one's pretty sweet.
Yeah, fuck yeah. It's very sweet. His drumming is so sick on that record. His drumming in general is just so sick, period. Yeah, still one of the greats, man. 200 episodes, dude.
We done did it.
200, yeah, for
Catching
real,
up
man.
to all those other big ones.
Yeah, here we come for you, everybody. I've been listening.
Our only form of credibility is that we have so many episodes. So I feel somewhat validated by doing this. We've been doing this like way before a lot of people have.
Yeah, fuck yeah, we have. And people are like surprised that it's been so long. And I am too, folks. But I have something funny to tell you about. Have you ever heard of this podcast? And I'm gonna do a little plug here for this company called Puffco, who I buy pretty much use all their smoking device, like all the smoking devices I use, which are I have the Puffco Plus, which is their portable like dab pen, and then I have this water bottle, the Budsy, which I use. And I'm gonna show you guys what it's like real quick, because I talk about it all the time, and I'm like, why haven't I done this? So it looks pretty disgusting right now because I haven't cleaned it, but you just put your bowl in there, you fill it with your weed, and then you find yourself a little lighter, and then you just let it rip. Have you ever heard of a podcast called the Come Town Podcast?
No. What is that?
Some comedians from like New York, but they're like hilarious.
Ooh. I should have turned the gate off so you can hear that. There you go.
I will look up their names because I didn't know any of them, and I actually was recommended the show by Alex and Max. And let's see. It is Nick Mullen, Stavros Halkias, and Adam Friedland.
I have no idea who those guys are.
As of May 2021, Come Town is the 8th most popular podcast on Patreon. They make like $250K on Patreon. It's like insane or something like that. Yeah, it's like a large amount of money. But anyway, they're just fucking really funny. And they do all these like insane, stupid bits that I think are funny. Like, and they like do like, they love The Sopranos. So they always just like say wacky ass shit about The Sopranos. Like Alex sent me this one, or no, I found it actually on YouTube. Do you remember the cartoon Pepper Ann? It was a cartoon kids show on like Disney Channel. And it was just this little redheaded girl. She was like a 12-year-old. And it was just like, you know, some like dumb elementary school cartoon. And he was like, they came up with like the scenario of Tony Soprano was fucking Pepper Ann, like fucking a 12-year-old Pepper Ann. And but it's like they act out all the scenes and they do this whole bit on it. It's so funny. It sounds ridiculous, but like, they do this bit about him talking about it in therapy where he's like, yeah, I found somebody good for me. Yeah, she's good for me. And then like the therapist is like, Tony, is this another child again? So what the fuck? Everybody just bitches and bitches and bitches. I finally found someone good for me. Nobody's happy. And it's so funny because like that's like, he'll just like, he does these impressions that are so spot on. It's so funny. I listened to it like 7 times the other day. Just that bit alone.
Oh, really?
Because I thought it was so funny. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I haven't laughed at something that hard in a really long time. So,
well, because you're dead inside.
Yeah.
Like all of us this last year.
Yeah, pretty much, man. So, Yeah, which is weird, dude. It feels like everything is on this cusp of like getting back to normal almost.
Almost, yeah.
I feel like we're almost there. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
We ourselves had our first full band practice last week.
We did.
Which was crazy.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Over a year of us not being in the same room together.
Yeah.
But we've all have jammed in some regard, all together. But yeah, our first jam. And it worked out great because at the same time I had set up all this recording stuff for our demos and whatnot.
Yeah.
That was cool. I was like, oh, great. I can work out all the kinks now instead of having to do it
perfect.
Like piecemeal.
It was perfect. And it sounded great, the shit that you sent. I still got to listen to the rest of it.
It came out better than I expected, to be honest.
I know, me too. And I remember the first thing you sent was the first song we played, right? Wasn't it?
I think, no.
Yeah, it was Toilet Sounds, which was the first thing we played. At least with Franco, that was the first
one with Franco. Yeah. Because I remember, because I had it all on the grid, and I just found the songs, cut them up, and then it was like a whole thing to actually set it up to make it sound that good.
Yeah, sure.
Which that was another thing. It's kind of fun. Like I have a way of time aligning everything, so that way like the phase is correct on stuff. And that was like the first thing I always do when it comes to recordings. And it's nice because it's also a way to see how good your mic technique is. And see how close you are to being in phase with stuff. Yeah. And me and Max like nailed it with the overheads. Like it was like they just had to be fixed by like 10 milliseconds, which is like nothing. Yeah. So we did a really good job of like aligning it, like the two overheads to like the snare drum.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, the drum sounded great. I was shocked. I was like, my kit sounds shittier when I'm playing it than it does like in this mic'd version.
Well, I mean, there's a little bit of studio magic to a degree. Yeah. I mean, it's still not like I didn't sound replace anything.
I'm sure you didn't,
that's
but
all
still, it just sounds good.
Drums.
Yeah, it's just like fuck, hell yeah.
It was funny because I have like with recording, I have templates saved for everything.
Sure.
And the last one I had was like for Something Is Waiting demos, and so I threw all our stuff in there, and then not slowly, actually did it pretty quick because I was like in between. Like I was telling you earlier, I helped Alyssa move a bunch of stuff, and then I got home, showered, and I was like, I got like a window of like 2 hours to like take a look at this, and that's when I like time aligned everything, and then I went through and like dropped, had to do a thing where after I time align it, and that's fun. This is like nerd talk. This is good for Nate if he's listening to this, because he's probably going to ask me about it next time I see him, but at least this way he'll have it. Although when I see him, this won't drop, so I'm probably gonna have to answer all these questions again. Or if there's anything I forgot, he can listen to this and be like, "Oh yeah, that's what he did." But no. So after timelining everything, which wasn't that bad, it's only 18 tracks, so it goes quick, and bounce it all out and just edit it, just chopped it all, because like obviously it's a practice, so there's like 5 minutes of music and then 30 minutes of us shooting the shit because we're all catching up with each other.
Yeah.
So I just eliminated all that, and then just in case somebody was talking shit while somebody was in the room, I got rid of it. Which that was funny. I don't know if that happened. I don't think that
happened. I don't remember that happening.
I didn't even bother to listen to it.
Just making fun of Danny or something.
Probably, or each other in some regard. But like, it's easy to see like where music's being played and not being played. So I just right away just got all that crap out of there.
Cool.
And then and I took the tracks and I put them into that template that I have for Something Is Waiting. And I just do it. I go just kind of like down the list of stuff. So it starts with the snare, and snare drum doesn't sound half bad. I got it going pretty good. Like I got a good crack to it, and like some pretty cool plugins that go with that and compressing it. And then the best trick I ever learned was this trick that Nolly does from Periphery, where it's like a weird way of kind of gating with the snare drum so that the hi-hat doesn't bleed. Yeah. But you can still get like the high end crack of it. And it's a pretty nifty trick. Like it almost makes it sound like the snare drum is completely isolated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And so it makes it easy to kind of be like, I can crank the shit out of the snare and it's not going to fuck with everything. I've had issues where it's like you hear like the hi-hat just like cutting.
And that's a Nolly technique?
Yeah, I mean that's where I learned it from.
That's so funny, man. Dude, do you remember? Have you ever heard his first band, Red Seas Fire?
No, they were like terrible.
No, they were like a C tier gent band when that shit was really big. Like when Monuments was like a big band and like Tesseract was really. I mean, obviously those bands are big now, but like when they were first on the rise and like they were in the spotlight, I felt like Red Seas Fire was kind of on the background, like they were never on a major label or anything, like, or at least a bigger metal label. And
Were they based out of like London?
Yeah, all those guys were in that band. And then Nolly, like, but they were like well known within the gent community. Like I remember they were one of those bands. And then he ended up in Periphery, and I was just like, oh, okay.
And then out of Periphery, or he's still in Periphery technically.
I guess, yeah. So weird. Yeah, he just like writes with them.
Here's
or something.
My bass track, just play him in the PA. What a gig! Probably because he's like, I'll give you guys a deal on mixing if you just like let me do this and get residuals. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure he gets it on the back.
I mean, now that dude is mixing for like Devin Townsend and shit. It's like huge.
He's good. He's good at what he does.
He is good at what he does. His albums sound great.
I learned a lot just watching the Nail the Mix from him. Like pretty much use like his technique, which they call it like top down mixing.
Yeah.
Which it's fun. And then I was saying, so you kind of start with the snare drum because that's really like the heart of like everything and like even the drums, because every snare is a little bit different. So you got to like kind of play around that because you want it to cut through too. You don't want to lose the snare, which for something as weighting is easy to do because like, like with you with blasting and your like dynamic range is like far greater in the aspect of things, because like the blasting has a totally different tone to it.
Of course.
You're not quite hitting as hard, and there's parts where you are hitting hard as fuck.
Yeah.
So it's like all over the place, which makes it a little bit of a challenge. And so using that technique is actually pretty useful because I was able to get it to cut through on a lot of stuff. So it was fun.
Oh, yeah.
Your kick drum is easy because it's a fucking sample. And so that like makes my job so much easier. I just EQ'd it and didn't really have to do anything after that. I don't have to gate it, which is nice. Like,
hell yeah.
Because it's isolated. The toms, I really didn't do anything. I just kept them. I kept whatever settings I had from previously. Which really just a couple of EQ moves and like a little bit of compression. And it seems to work. And I gated them.
Dude, send that and set up to max. For our demos.
Does he use Cubase? He does use Cubase. Yeah. He might be able to. I don't know. I mean, we probably don't have all the same plugins though.
Yeah,
that'll be an issue.
Fuck.
The overheads aren't anything crazy. A little bit of compression, a little bit of EQ. Yeah. Your cymbals sound great. Like the ride cymbal sounds awesome. Like it just cuts perfectly.
Yeah.
And it's funny because that was a concern. Like Nate was like, "Oh, I like the way you like set up the overheads." Because the idea was, it was funny because I was doing a little bit of research before we started this, and like techniques as far as how you should mic up a kit and shouldn't.
Sure.
And one of the things that stood out was like with the small diaphragm microphones. I don't know, maybe people can see it behind Kane. I don't know. The higher you go, the more the room you get. And obviously this room not that pleasant sounding. So I was like, we're gonna keep it low. And then with metal, you really don't want to have like your snare and your toms and even the kick being picked up too much by the overheads because you really want to isolate stuff.
Yeah.
So it kind of worked itself out, especially with your setup. So I just brought the mics forward. So your ride kind of gets hidden by that crash over there. Yeah. So that kind of cuts back on some of that ping.
Cool.
Because it's so fucking loud. And then the Chinas being back a little bit, they're not as abrasive sounding. So it's really, it almost mixed itself, which is nice. And the hi-hat just has like just the right amount of cut.
Hell yeah.
And it was easy to make your kit sound that good. And then the guitar is like, I mean, this is one of those things where like, obviously my perspective is different where I was like, my guitar sounds terrible, but I made it work. I don't think it sounds, looking back, it's not terrible, but it's just like, it could be better. But I'm also like, I literally just threw the mics up. I didn't even like take a flashlight at all to see where like the cones were. I was like, this is close. I'll just wing it. It's close enough. Right.
Yeah.
Nate's guitar sounded really great. And there's not much to that, man. There's like a little bit of compression involved. Like Nate knows that one, the Andy Sneap technique where you compress like the low end. So when we palm mute, it doesn't like overpower stuff. Franco, like, and that was the other thing. So with Franco's bass, he uses like that little dark glass pedal, which in the past we've had issues with front of house people. They're always like, signal's way too hot. And I was like, okay, plug it in. Not the case at all. So I don't know what the fuck was going on with all these different, and it was multiple front of house people that have always had issues with that thing. Zero issues.
Weird.
I just plugged it right in. And little trick, this is one for Nate. Like, because I only took that, I ended up just copying it to a separate track. And then you basically work it out where it's the low end on one side and the high end on the other side. And then you mix accordingly. Yeah. Which made the bass like sound awesome. Like it sounds so good. Like
Dude,
better than anything I've done before.
Yeah.
So it's been fun. And then Danny's a beast of a vocalist. Like there's not much I have to do.
Yeah, his shit sounded sick.
And it was funny because like I said, I used that template and I ran out of time. Like Danny's literally the vocals are the last thing I always do.
Yeah.
And I was like, just quickly EQ it a little bit compared to whatever's left over. That was fine. All right, go. And I just sent it out. And then I went to listen to it when I was driving to meet up Brian and Rosie. And I'm listening. I was like, fuck, it sounds like he's in a well right now.
Yeah.
The reverb is from like the Something Is Waiting stuff where like it's interesting because like on that, the reverb does not sound that insane. Like it's weird how Danny's vocals hit
cool,
it differently.
Though.
It sounds cool in parts.
Cool. Yeah.
And there's a couple parts where I was like, it does sound kind of cool. It was a happy accent. But then I just re-upped a new one where I fixed up like that.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know, we're not to suck our own dicks here, but we're pretty good at what we do. So like, it was easy to make it sound good is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was cool.
It's fun. Like I said in this last year, I've been getting back into mixing and stuff like that. So it's fun. It was like, it's a fun little challenge to do that stuff. And I'm more into it than I've ever been. So it's cool.
Yeah.
And it's nice because I'm not editing anything either. So I don't really, because like, which I mean, like it's a live take. So like, obviously there's going to be mistakes here and there, which whatever. It's all really just for studying
plenty of
purposes.
Jason mistakes.
Plenty of all of us mistakes. And you can hear it really well because the mixes are pretty clear.
I know, it's hard, man.
But
I want to listen to him and then I'm like, during so many parts of my playing.
Me too. Like I'm sure Nate's doing it and Franco and Danny are all like, like cringing at parts because you're just like, but that's a good thing. That makes you think like, okay, I got to work on that, or maybe we could do something different. Like listening to the one track, the first one I sent out, there's a couple ideas I don't want to talk about it here. I'll talk about when we're all together. But as far as like the composition of the song, I think there's some stuff we could do differently to try to like smooth things out or maybe add something a little more interesting to it.
Yeah, I agree. That's cool.
So it's nice to hear.
Yeah. Which
is like damn near close to like a studio quality recording. Once again, not to suck my own dick here. I'm sorry. But like, like it's as if we went in the studio and like, this is the track, and you're like, oh fuck, does that work? Does that not work? And so there's like two parts I can think off the top of my head where I was like, I think it's either A, we just didn't execute it well enough, or B, it's just like, I think we could do something better.
Yeah.
Hearing in the overall mix, because it's different what you hear when you're sitting here in the room, you know? Like we all sound amazing in the room. Yeah. But it was funny because then after you left, what's great with this system is I could send it all back into the PA, almost like we're mixing us like live.
Cool.
And that was really funny because like, Nate likes to mix. Nate has a background and stuff like that. So I was like, here, man, have at it, have fun. So that was cool. He had a lot of fun just like fucking around with the Behringer stuff and trying to make a mix. And it's funny. He's a little rusty at it for sure, because he hasn't done it in a while. And he was just like, he was doing some stuff, and I could watch what he was doing on my computer, whatever he was doing on the tablet.
Yeah.
And I would just be like, that's not the move I'd make, but you do you. And he was like, well, you do it. I was like, no. I was like, you keep doing it. You have fun.
That's
I was
funny.
I was like, I'm not saving any of this. Like, on my end, it doesn't matter. And so then I was like, here, let me take a look. And like, he listened to like every track that we had recorded, like maybe 10 or 11 tracks.
Yeah.
And like, he was like, I think I got a decent mix. And then
how long were you guys there for?
Quite a while. We were just hanging out. Yeah, because I was cleaning all this stuff up. And then like I was like, here, let me take a look. And I just went through it really quick. And he goes, oh man, that sounds like way better. I was like, you got to remember I've been at this for a little bit, like, so I'm not as rusty.
Yeah.
But sounds cool. It sounds good in my car, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, I gotta listen to it in my car. I have not yet.
But yeah, I upped I think 2 new songs, and then Charles, I think.
Nice.
One of our old ones. Yeah.
Cool.
And then I still gotta, because even like, I wish it was as easy as like, I just throw it in and it's done. But I kind of have to go through everything and like fix the levels of stuff before it even hits all the fun plugins and whatnot. But yeah, I'll have another round of them at some point.
Cool.
When I have time.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, it'll be fun. I wish we recorded like the other new ones too, just to have them.
Yeah.
Because like I said, in hindsight, it's nice to just have these recordings. It's like, I'm like, oh, cool. We could do, like I say, as far as writing goes, like, like now that I hear it, I'm like, we could probably do something different.
Yeah.
That does sound as good as we thought. Yeah. So that'd be fun. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
The next practice, maybe. I don't know.
Hell yeah.
Next full practice, who knows?
Yeah, another year. Jesus. Danny sent over that schedule today.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I just couldn't even figure it out. And I was like, well.
I mean, you couldn't figure it out.
Okay. Like what days he had off. I didn't really look at it, but I was just like, okay. I mean, I couldn't I looked at it and I was like, all right, I don't have time to do this at the moment. Like, to sort out when you can be there and when you can't. I don't understand
the concept of calendars. I was like,
no, I can understand that. I mean, I'm always down to work around shit too, but.
Yeah, I mean, whatever works. Yeah. Obviously, Franco is only good for 1 day a week, which, whatever. Nate has like every other Friday off, kind of.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey man, we're making it work, which is cool. Absolutely. A lot of bands we know that can't say that.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, the more we do stuff like this, and if Franco's at least going to start coming out more regularly at some basis, like to have him start learning everything then too.
So far,
like how we're just talking about our plans here now.
People need to know.
Yeah.
Why not?
But he's so essentially for the listeners, it's been me, Bill, and Nate pretty much being the consistent guys, knowing everything. Danny has at least heard all the songs at this point. Yes. And he does have patterns for a lot of them.
Yeah, I don't know what he was saying in the recording. I have to I never isolated it because I don't know, I'm bad with vocals in general. I just don't. It's not that I don't give a shit. It's just if it sounds cool, it sounds cool. I don't really care what they're saying. So I don't know. I'm curious because Dan even mentioned at practice. He goes, "Yeah, it'd be nice to have something written." He's like, instead of just saying fucking gibberish. So
yeah,
I don't know. I'll have to listen to it. Be like, oh, he's just making nonsense noises.
Yeah, I'm trying to get together with him so we could start working on
some ideas,
figuring out that type of shit. Because I have a shitload.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
Did you do lyrics for Warforged stuff in the past?
Yes.
You did? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have a background in it, though.
I have. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Ideas and whatnot.
What about previous bands?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I did all the lyrics in my high school bands and shit.
No shit.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. In my high school band, I did lyrics for 3 years until we had a different vocalist, and then we did them together. And then when I joined in his honor, I didn't, because Adrian did all of the lyrics in that band. But then once we started doing Warforged, I became more involved with it. Because they already had lyrics to the in his honor songs when I joined the band,
Oh, okay.
So it was just and that all the songs that the new songs they had, he already had lyrics written for them. So it was just kind of filling in the missing pieces and whatnot. And then we worked on the Warforged concept together. And so he does all kinds of lyrical, because that's the thing too. I feel like the singer should always be the person to write the lyrics because they're the ones that have to sing it.
Right. I mean, it's their part of the band.
Exactly. So it's and they know their strengths. So I feel like, sometimes singers should play to those, especially in metal. But I
don't think it's much different than if when Danny's I got a guitar idea. I'm like, okay,
exactly.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Vice versa. If one of us is oh, I got an idea you could do on drums, kind of like that. But obviously at the end of the day, you're going to be the biggest part of the drums.
True. Exactly. And I like working more with the ideas as far as lyrics go. But then I will me and Danny did lyrics together on the Halogen, and shit like that. So
why is that? Why do you like to be involved with lyrics? Because I personally don't I don't mind talking about them and hearing about them, but I don't think I've ever I probably have in the past, but I don't think I've really ever been oh, why don't you say this or try this lyrical concept or I've never really delved that deep into it. I'm just kind of along for the ride, personally.
I think it's just because I've always valued depth in music. I've just always
you pay attention to lyrics way more than I do.
I love that shit. Why, I always have. Listening to bands like Rush when I was a kid, and King Crimson, and Coheed and Cambria, and all these big,
those are big picture idea.
Yeah,
lyrics.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
So that shit was always ingrained in me. So I always loved that, and then metal just takes that to the extremes. And yeah, I don't know. I always thought it was fun to do that stuff, but it's And I feel like that's where my like some of my strengths lie as like a musician, is being able to do that type of stuff, as opposed to like, you know, some of the other certain, you know, like other aspects of it. And it's just fun to have, like, it's fun to be able to come up with ideas and like do things to that degree and just see kind of what comes of it, you know? Like, I've always liked that, and I've always appreciated music. My favorite music is deep music, you know? One way or another, but it's also fun to like, cause it's like, I don't know. The concept record is such a thing that's so big in metal these days. It's just like,
I mean, every record is damn near one, you know?
Yeah. And it's just like, I like concept records, but like, I think it would be cool to do something in the non-traditional sense of a concept, where it's like, have a loose concept, you know? It doesn't have to be an insane story about a molester or some weird sex trafficking demon shit, you know? Just fucking like, I don't know, write about your day, dude. Like, write about anything, you know? It's just like, I think like lyrics are something that need to, in metal, it's gotten so stale, you know, in a lot of ways. And it's just like, I feel like I don't know. I just really want to see something different with all of that. And it's like, you see bands put out records and they have songs that are like with eyes wide open and closed eyes. Some song album I was looking at had those two songs on it the other day. And I was like, what is this? It was an In Flames album. Okay. And I was just like, what are these song names? Like, Deliver Us?
Well, there might be a language barrier there.
Yeah, still. But now it's all American dudes writing their lyrics. They have co-writers on shit. Yeah.
Really?
Fuck yeah, dude. They have a ton of co-writers on the last couple records.
Why not?
Yeah, they've, I don't know. That's a band that I've been like listening to a lot recently again. And like, I've tried listening to their newer records and I just can't fucking do it, man.
Really?
Yeah, it's really hard.
When was their latest record?
2018, I want to say, or 2019. The Mask, it's called. It's bad.
Is it based on like the Jim Carrey movies, The Mask, or the Eric Roberts Mask?
I think it's the Eric Roberts Mask.
Sick. A lot of songs about Cher on there.
Yeah, and no, it's definitely Jim
if
Carrey
anybody knows that movie.
I don't know. I don't know what it's based on, but it sucks. It's not good. I don't know. I can't get into the newer shit.
Really?
Like, yeah, I can't. It's just too like butt rocky and like, I mean, it's like there's 3 American dudes in that band now, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Really?
Yeah. The singer and the guitar player are the only original guys left. Like
Bjorn Gillette.
Yeah, they're on their like second American drummer now. Some dude that used to be in Chiodos.
Really?
Yeah, the first American drummer they had was the dude from that band Red.
Okay.
He joined that band and then he quit, and then I guess they got this dude from Chiodos, and now on bass they have some white dude.
Oh, they got rid of the bass player too?
Yeah, he quit. Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, he
that
left.
guy was there forever.
Yeah. Peter Ewers or whatever.
Yes. Yeah.
And he had the Ibanez basses, right? Or he played him for a while.
Ibanez, yeah.
And then and now Chris Broderick is on second guitar from Megadeth.
What?
Yeah. He's on second guitar in that band.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's like brand new too.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Is he on that last album or no?
No.
Fuck. All right.
No,
Fuck.
he's not.
I want to hear an album with that.
Yeah.
That guy on guitar.
And it's like, who knows? Because it's like, he's not really, they don't really, they shred, but they don't like shred.
To that guy's level. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's very
I did not
weird.
know that.
Yeah. So In Flames got Chris Broderick, and Megadeth just kicked out their OG bass player for whacking it off on the internet.
Yeah, I saw a little about that. What the fuck?
Yeah, everything is just, it's a weird world. But yeah, like that's In Flames now, and it's like, what happened to this band? Like, what happened to the 5 dudes from Sweden being extra Swedish? Like, that's the shit. I like the language barrier, shitty song titles that make no sense, like Dial 595 Escape and
Good one.
Evil in a Closet. Shit, like, it's like, what are you guys talking about?
Good stuff.
Yeah, cool.
Cool shit.
Because like I listened to Reroute to Remain the other day. Have you ever heard that album?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I like that one.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. And soundtrack, I listen to that as well.
That's a
so good.
Me. Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck, man. So
I
many
think
good
where
songs
I
on
dropped
those.
off
was it Come Clarity, the one after soundtrack?
Yeah. I like that one.
Yeah,
I like some stuff on there. And then I don't think after that I have kept up. I think I might have checked out some stuff, but I don't really.
I stop with Sounds of a Playground Fading, which is
one?
It's 2 after Come Clarity.
Okay.
There's Come Clarity, then A Sense of Purpose, which I really like. And then, fun fact, A Sense of Purpose and The Common Man's Collapse by Veil and Maya came out on the same day in 2008. And then, yeah, Sounds of a Playground Fading. And then the album after that, I think, was Siren Charms. And that's where I just couldn't, I was like, I don't even like this band anymore. Yeah, I couldn't do it.
Fair enough.
It's too much for me. Yeah. I kind of fell off. And now, because now they're a band that's opening for Five Finger Death Punch and shit like that, they're on Breaking Benjamin tours. So it's that's
weird.
The direction the music kind of goes in. And it's just kind of and it's not, granted, there was a song on the album Battles, which is not, I think it's the one before I The Mask, which is the second news. I don't fucking know. There's a couple songs on that where I'm there's some all right In Flames lead parts and some stuff like that. But I don't know. I mean, that's a band where you look at their OG shit, the melodic death metal stuff that people are diehards about. It's they'll look at an album like Soundtrack and be like, this is garbage.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
But I look at that and I'm I love Soundtrack to Your Escape,
that version of In Flames is my favorite, that era.
That
second.
Dude, Clayman, Reroute to Remain, Soundtrack, Colony, or and Come Clarity even. Yeah, I like all that shit. Because that's when I discovered In Flames when Come Clarity came out. That was my introduction to them.
Oh, okay.
That's when I liked them. I remember seeing commercials for Soundtrack to Your Escape on MTV2 when they had commercials for albums.
Yeah.
And
that's awesome.
Yeah. And at the time, I didn't really like a lot of metal stuff, so I was just kind of I don't give a fuck.
I saw them live.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was fucking awesome. You
remember
Vic or Aragon? I can't remember. It was so fucking long ago.
Oh, okay.
Trying to think who else.
You don't remember who it was with?
Tom would remember a lot better than I would.
Yeah. Did they headline?
No, I think Chimera headlined.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
That might have been Unearth, In Flames, Chimera.
Damn. That's a cool tour.
And Soil Work.
That's a sick tour.
I think that might have been it.
I saw In Flames at the Aragon with Megadeth, Children of Bodom, High on Fire, and Job for a Cowboy. It was a very weird tour.
Sick.
Yeah, it was one of the Gigant tours that Megadeth used to do. It was their Ozfest where they just took out a bunch of
all the bands,
metal bands that were big at the time.
Kid liked.
Yeah,
that's how Nonpoint got on a Megadeth tour.
Yeah, they were on one of the Gigant tours.
Yeah, because his son was a fan of theirs. I wish I could have gone on that run, dude. That was sick. I did a run with them after that. I was like, how was that? And they're like, oh, it was fucking awesome. It was we got treated like kings every fucking night. I was like, that's so sick.
I bet it is, dude. There was a tour. Opeth did one of those, Gigant tours. That would have been so sick to go see.
Damn it! I gotta turn the gate off so they can hear it. Gotta hear the bubbling.
Okay, that's it.
Very good.
Oh man, perfect. But anyway, yeah. So I've been listening. I've been on a big man, dude. I've just been on a really good music kick recently. There's been so much sick shit. 2 Portal albums came out this past Friday.
Not my world, but I know you like them,
dude. So
Tom I don't know if he still likes them.
Oh,
he likes that band.
He knows. Oh, he commented on my post that I.
Oh, did he?
Well, so Avow, which was the Portal album that I pre-ordered 2 months ago in March when they announced it. Their new album, first album.
The one that dropped.
Yeah.
Okay.
On Friday. So it was oh, fuck yeah. I was really stoked for it. The single they put out, which was EYE, which was great, So I was like, okay, this album's going to rule just like I expected it to. And I just pre-ordered the CD. I was like, and that's all they had that or the vinyl. And I was like, okay, I'll just get the CD. And then Portal opened their own merch store. So I bought a bunch of they did a couple new designs for this album. So I was like, oh, I'll pick those up. That's cool. And then the day of the release, Friday, I wake up and then at 8 a.m, I see this post like Portal announces release of their 7th album on the same day as their 6th, which is called Hagbulbia. I don't know what it means. I don't think it's a real word, but they were like, yeah, this is the companion piece to Avow. It's the, like, you pre-order for the vinyl is on sale now. Like, you could buy the CD now as well as some merch for it. Now it's like, what the like freak the fuck out. And immediately
it was a total surprise.
Yeah.
Weird.
It was a complete surprise. It was cool how they did that. And it's more of like a noise, like album kind of, but it's really fucking scary, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Just like what a cool idea.
Heard Portal once. I was like, I'm good.
Yeah,
it's out there, shit for sure,
dude. It's hard to. I'm gonna make. We'll do a death metal episode with it, and you'll have to listen.
Anybody want to be my sub on that one?
Yeah. I'll make
Kane, I'm looking at you, buddy.
We'll pick the hardest one to listen to too. So you guys could just talk about how much it sucks. Because I don't even think Nate will like it. Maybe. I don't know.
I think he'd be able to glean something enjoyable out of it more than I could.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's more of just the vibe that it's just like, am I even listening to music right now?
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's
what I like about it.
It's like extreme atmospheric music.
Yeah. It's not like I can't just listen to Portal and have a good time. I mean, I can, but like...
It sounds like the scene from Event Horizon when they're looking at the old crew just decimate themselves. Like,
yeah, pretty much.
That's what it sounds like.
It's terrifying.
The visual of that is the auditory sound.
Yeah.
Of Portal is the best way to put it.
Dude, it's literally just one of the scariest bands I've ever heard in my life. So,
Fair
like,
enough.
I love that record so much. Avow, like, I think it's so good that, like, I woke up on Saturday morning, and drove to Reckless Records and bought the vinyl.
Nice.
Just to have it. Yeah, because I was like, I got to have it. And they have you open up the record, it's like a gatefold, and there's a promo picture of the band. And like, it's all the dudes with the bags over their fucking faces. And then there's the curator with the clock on his fucking head. And it's just like, man, what is going on, guys? Like, what is happening here? It's just so cool. Just, I don't know. I love it. I love that band. And I love that it's like anti-music.
That's fair.
I think it's really like cool. I don't know. It's like an art bullshit thing, but it's pretty sweet, man. That's my Portal spiel. So yeah, that's definitely going to be plugging that at the end of the episode, those records, because
fair enough.
And we'll be talking about them at some point. But yeah, man. And that came out. That new Alluvial record came out, which is great. Wes Hauck's band.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's his new band. Well, his band, but kind of like it's technically their second album because their first album was with him and Keith Marrow. That was their project, Alluvial, and it was an instrumental band.
Oh, cool.
And he totally redid the band, redid the entire lineup, and now they put out their new record called Sarcoma, and that's pretty fucking good. I'm really into that. I think you would even like that a lot.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The riffs are fucking awesome. He's a great guitar player. It's like
that dude's sick as fuck. Yeah,
it's like I don't know. It's like a more like, think of like the Faceless, but more like God forbid, Lamb of God, Unearth era, like metal type shit. Like not like metalcore, but like metal.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah. It's pretty entertaining. I think it's a cool record. And they're actually managed by the drummer from Bad Wolves.
Who's that?
John Bachlin or whatever. I forget that guy's name. John Bachlin. Yeah, something like that.
Have extra phlegm in your throat when you say
Bachlin. Yeah, so that's cool. And these demos that I'm getting, it's just like there's a lot of cool new music to listen to, which is cool because it's nice. Like I felt like I was just stuck in this rut where I was just listening to a ton of podcasts because I would just open Spotify and be like,
oh, that's all I do. Like podcast after podcast. Although I went on this like insane kick of Rammstein.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know where or why it happened, but I rewatched the documentary again about them in America, which is really more like an all-encompassing documentary. I highly recommend it. Like, it's just...
Where did you watch it?
Amazon. And it's cool. It's, as far as like music documentaries go, it's a cool one, especially because of the fact that, you know, they're from Germany and how they broke in America and just like in general. And like, it's cool because at the time, you know, as they were coming up, like 9/11 happened.
Yeah.
And that was like a scary thing because obviously as a band that comes to America, that's, you know, detrimental to their career and their ability to get here and all that stuff. So they talk about that on there, which is pretty interesting.
That is interesting.
And the reaction to it. Because hearing that perspective is cool, you know, because you don't really hear that too often. And then as a result, I was like, oh, I need to listen to the albums because I never heard a Rammstein song that I really didn't like. Yeah. I don't know why. It's just something about that band I always enjoy. And
yeah, they're cool.
Yeah. And I kind of fell off because, like, I don't know, I just kind of grew out of it because it was during that new metal era. And I remember, like, because they always have like insane music videos, and every single is always a great. I don't know who the fuck picks their singles, but they do a great job of being like, this one's gonna be catchy as fuck, and people are, you know, like, you're gonna like it. If you like Rammstein, you're gonna like it. And then the visual aspect of that band is like one of the more impressive things, like from, you know, like a live aspect to just their music videos in general. And so they dropped a new album back in 2019. And so prepping to do a big tour for it, but obviously COVID happened, it stopped. So now they're going to come out with another album sooner than later. I guess they just finished up in the studio. And but when they dropped the last album, Deutschland, there was like, they right away had like an insane video right out the gate, and it had a video for the title track, which, like, I highly recommend checking out that video.
This album with the match on it?
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome album.
It says it's untitled.
What? I thought it was called Deutschland.
It says de facto self-titled 2019.
Oh, maybe it is just called Rammstein then. But I think the first track they released was Deutschland.
Yeah.
And check out the video. It is a fucking movie. Like a legit, for 8 minutes, it looks like it costs as much as a fucking movie.
I believe that.
And like, it's insane to see that now, because obviously with most bands, we don't have shit for budget to do videos. And they're always the same thing. It's just the band playing in a warehouse with like a.
They hadn't put out an album in 10 years.
Yeah, they took a long hiatus.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Till Lindemann, the singer, was doing.
He has like solo stuff out
with
there.
Peter Tägtgren, which is nuts.
Who's that?
The dude from Hypocrisy, who's also
really?
Hypocrisy. Yeah, they're a famous melodic death metal band. And he is Hypocrisy. He was doing, I don't know, and he was singing on the records too. It was both of them.
Weird.
He did a couple of their solo records. I don't know if they're still doing shit together or what, but yeah, that was a thing.
Check that out. Huh.
And he's also, Peter is a big producer as well. He's done a lot of metal records.
Okay.
Like, he did some shit for I believe he produced a Belphegor record. He produces a lot. I think he does all the Hypocrisy records. He did some Children of Bodom stuff. He's done a lot of albums over the years. But yeah, it's interesting because I'm trying to think of, there was one album, this one I liked a lot. It was called Rosenrot with the ship on it.
There's some great tracks on that.
Yeah, from 2005. That's the one I listened to the most. And then Rise Rise and Mutter. Those were the ones.
Yeah.
Those are the albums I listened to the most, because Evelyn was really into Rammstein when we were kids.
Oh, cool.
And she got Mutter at Coconuts.
Fuck yeah.
And I remember Rosenrot and Rise Rise came out, because Rise Rise came out in 2004, and that has America on it. We are living it up.
Another great music video.
Yeah, it is a great music video. And I remember Eric's mom was working at Borders at the time when we got the promo version of this, and then Eric got an early copy of Rosenrot from her, and that's when we first heard that, which I think were B-sides from the other album, but I could be wrong.
Well, I don't know. That album's, it's got one of my like my all-time favorite Rammstein song.
Which one?
Is Te Quiero Puta.
Yeah, that song is so good.
So fucking good. Like I love that track.
That song is great.
Awesome. Yeah. Rammstein goes Hispanic. Greatest thing ever.
It's very sick.
He's singing in Spanish. It's so fucking funny.
The song Benzin is good too.
The titles elude me a little bit because I was saying German.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty wild how big that band is.
They're giant. They're fucking massive. Like the documentary is interesting because basically it's all leading up to the point in which they come back to America because they had not done a show in America. I was like maybe like 8 or 9 years or something like that.
Yeah.
They just stayed away because it was all partially because of like 9/11 and stuff like that.
When did they come to America then?
The first time?
Yeah.
They talk about it on that in that documentary. And it's funny because
I feel like I remember them being here.
Well, I saw them here once before on like a Pledge of Allegiance tour.
Okay.
That was so fucking cool. I think one of their biggest tours was the Family Values one. It was like, it was corn and biscuit and stuff like that.
Okay.
But it was funny in the documentary. I don't know what year it was. Obviously they gained a huge following, by them in Germany. That it was only a matter of time before people in America like caught wind of them. So then the few people here were like, we got to get them over here and like, see if we can make some waves with them. And they bring them to this. I mean, like it's a venue that looked almost like Cobra Lounge, basically.
Yeah.
And they were doing their like whole shtick there, which is insane. Like,
wow.
Yeah. Like even one of the guys, like they had like 2 members from the band that opened for them. And they were just like, it was basically an arena show inside a tiny club with like 50 people. Like they were just like, it was insane. They talk about in Chicago how they can't play in Chicago. Yeah. Like fire ordinances that we have.
Yeah.
So that was pretty funny. But no, so it all leads up to them playing Madison Square Garden, which is a gigantic fucking venue.
Show. Yeah. Venue. Yeah.
And it's sold out in like, I think they said 20 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, which is super impressive. And
people probably fly to see that band.
I'm sure people from all over America, if not the world, flew out to see them there. But it's cool. And then there's 2 live videos on Amazon you can watch. I think it's the one from Berlin and the other one from Paris or something.
Yeah, they have a Paris DVD, and I remember they came out with a DVD in 2005 or 6.
Live from Aus Berlin.
Yeah, like it was called like Dodgeball, but it was like it wasn't called that. It was like the German word for dodgeball.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I remember Evelyn had the DVD, and I remember I think she had it. Somebody I knew had it, and I remember watching it.
But it's just like it's just watching the live shows, even on a TV. You're like, this is the most insane thing I've ever seen. Like, the spectacle of it. And
I remember seeing
the size of the stage.
Something about the dude, the singer, having like that cheek piercing for that one tour, so he could have that light.
Yeah, light.
Is that in that documentary?
No, they never talk about that.
Okay, it's in something.
In one of the live videos, you see it. It's really funny.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah. They're dedicated, man. Like,
yeah, for real. They live it.
And just like
big
there's
gay
a great
German band, man.
What's that?
A big gay German band, dude.
But there's a great video you can find online of them assembling the stage.
Nice.
It's on their YouTube page.
Yeah.
And it's time lapse, but it's just like holy shit.
Crazy.
Talk about a production.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy. That's like a multi-day thing. I think it's like 3 days for them to make that stage.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Imagine having a production like that. You're bringing trucks. You're bringing semi-trailers.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Probably got to be like 30 trailers that they're taking out at the least.
Easily.
Yeah, because I know AC/DC does, I think it's 46 trucks.
Really?
Yeah, and then times it by 2. They have everything doubled.
Sounds about right.
Metallica probably rides like that too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because like they have those massive screens.
Well, don't they have 2 separate live rigs, Metallica or something like that?
Well, bands like that tend to have 2 because
one sets up in one city while the other sets up in another city.
Exactly, because they usually do 2 shows. So they'll do a Friday show and a Saturday show, like weekends only. Like, that's how they ride because they can.
Yeah.
And they, basically the band just flies out to wherever the fuck.
Yeah.
Because like I knew somebody that met AC/DC's crew because they were in town, and they're like, yeah, we're in town for the week because we're setting up the stage. And they just get to fucking kick it in whatever city for like a week, basically.
Yeah, until the show.
And then they do the show, and then that's it. And they either go on to the next one or yeah. But they literally spend like a whole week like setting up, breaking out. And there's 2 fucking crews.
Yeah,
that's crazy. And then like if obviously a band that big goes worldwide, so like they have another whole thing, overseas because it's just cheaper to just own stuff over there than fly all this crap there, which is just. That
insane.
Scope of like of a band is just like
didn't AC/DC, aren't they putting out a new album?
Well, I don't know. I have no idea. I've never been like a big AC/DC fan, so I have no idea. I've never followed that band in like any regard, other than watching the Guitar Rig, which me and Nate have talked about, which is like one of the crazier rig episodes ever on YouTube, which is essentially Angus Young just blows up heads like every day. Yeah, it's the coolest thing ever.
Power Up, dude. November 13th, 2020. It's already out, man. Magazine. Yeah, Power Up. Last album was Rock or Bust in 2014. I guess I might as well bust.
I'm going to bust on this one.
Yeah. Oh, God, man. They got a lot of records.
I'm sure.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 albums.
Studio albums?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
When did they start? When was the first album?
1975.
Crazy.
Yep. Fucking weird.
It's another one of those, like, that's the massive scope of a live show on those bands. Like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah.
Like, I thought it was crazy once when we did a show at, what was that fucking shithole in Stager?
Another hole in the wall?
Yes, we did a show there once, and that stage is to me is like massive.
Who did a show there once?
Roman Ring.
I wasn't in the band.
No, this is before you.
Yeah, I played there in his honor though.
Yeah, and I'm just like, this is like crazy to be on a stage this big to me, and like that's nothing compared to like what they play on.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like watching like a Metallica live like video now is like the funniest thing because they're like they're like a block away from each other. Yeah, it was like way too big. Yeah.
Yeah, that was so weird. Why did they do that?
They had the room.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Fun while it lasted, I guess.
Fuck that place.
That show was rough. It was literally us and I think Nate's girlfriend at the time, Morgan. That was it.
What other bands played?
I don't even remember. They were like local bands that didn't give a shit and just got the fuck out. And I was like,
we did like a pre-sale show there, my high school band.
For what bands? Like, or
a band called The Crin, which was like a band. Them. Yeah, on Nuclear Blast. Mm-hmm. And that was it. They were the only touring band on that show. It was not sick.
I was there. I saw Taproot there.
Yeah, I remember they played there.
It was awesome, except for the fact that like their like PA was like melting. They had to have like all these fans on it because the power amps were like overheating like a motherfucker.
Damn,
it's so funny. And it was like these little kids were doing it. Like it was like whoever owned it was like his kids that were like, trying to take care of it. I was like, this is not ran well.
Smart. Yeah. That's so funny.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
man?
Jesus Christ.
I forget. I wonder if maybe Nonpoint played or something. Maybe that's why I was there.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Because I wouldn't go to just see Taproot.
Sure.
As much as I like that band, I don't think they're enough of a driving force for me to go just see that. Yeah. I think Nonpoint played that. I think that's why I was there.
Could be it.
Oh, no. I think one of Rick's bands played it.
Oh.
I think that's why.
Do you remember
I know
what band?
I might have been 7 Day Sonnet.
Oh,
yeah, I think that's why I was there.
Damn.
Could be wrong.
I remember I played a show, a Summer Slaughter Survivors show there. Do you remember that shit?
I do. I never did one of those, but I do remember it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever even went to one.
When Summer Slaughter would do these, for those listeners who don't know,
the Road to Summer Slaughter.
Yeah, it was like they did a Road to Summer Slaughter thing where it was basically like they would have. Well, they did two. They had.
Is that the thing that Boardroom like was able to?
Those are two different things.
Okay.
So that was a separate. So Summer Slaughter for a couple years did this thing where you got to vote for the opening band, and they picked a bunch of bands that were already on labels and shit,
right.
And like you got to vote for them. Yeah. Well, like Thy Art Is Murder won one year, and then Rings of Saturn did another year and shit like that, and you know it was always different bands, and like I remember we played this Summer Slaughter Survivor show, which was all these bands that were in the runnings to open but didn't get it. But yeah, then after that, that's when Sumerian was already doing that Headbang to the Highway program, that's what Boreworm was on to get on Summer Slaughter. And that was like the competition thing where they would basically just, try and get you to do it. But yeah, two separate things. So this show was like, it was crazy. It was like the Contortionists, Conducting from the Grave, Scale the Summit, Rings of Saturn, Volumes, Structures. It was huge. And a fuckload of other bands. It was like 2 stages. And we played, we played.
That was at Another Hole?
Yeah.
Okay. I remember their like side stage. Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. It was a very not sick show because my snare my snare fucked up because like the snares all snapped on the bottom. So like I had to borrow another drummer's snare and it was like a disaster. Yeah, it sucked. I was so bummed. And like, yeah, it sucked. And it was not worth it. And we had to sell pre-sales. It was bullshit. But it was a crazy big show. Yeah.
It sounds like it. Fuck yeah.
There's a lot of people there, a lot of bands, long day.
I wonder what the last show was there.
I don't know. Man.
It's long been gone.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, the people who ran it ended up going over to that place that was in Valpo. Big Shots. They opened that venue.
I vaguely
Ed Roseberry and then the dude from fucking Seneca Falls, the band.
I know that name.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar.
I forget. It was his partner. Because Ed used to book shows at Yodi too.
Yeah. He also booked at Bada Brew, I think, too.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Bada Brew.
Oh, okay.
Bada Brew.
It was him and another dude, like a shorter, bigger guy. I can't remember his name. I think his name was like
Bach. Elton Bach. That's who I'm thinking of.
That's it, from Indiana.
Elton Bach, yeah. Ed Roseberry was from Seneca Falls.
That's where he was. Oh, okay. I thought he was in another band.
Elton Bach was not in a band.
No, I remember him as a promoter.
Yeah.
I wonder where that guy's at now.
I don't know, but they opened up Big Shots together, which is now not even a thing anymore. Yeah, I mean, Elton was always nice to me, I will say. And like, I never had bad experiences with them, but they were not good promoters.
Yeah, I never had issues with them. I worked with both of them, but I've heard plenty of horror stories though from other people.
Bad.
And I was always like, I don't know, like
Pre-sale Bonanza too.
Yeah, a lot of that shit, but I think because I knew a lot of people that had already dealt with them, I think I kind of were really like ready for it, and we never had issues. Yeah,
dude. Fun Roman Ring history fact.
Go on. I probably don't.
For those who don't know, once Ed and Elton ended up opening Big Shots, Elton wasn't doing Bada Brew anymore, and it ended up being another dude who worked through, I think it was a rival of I forget this guy's name. I always forget his name, but Mojo's Chris was doing Mojo's, and this guy was booking shows at Bada Brew exclusively. I always forget his name, but.
Oh, another promoter there?
Yeah. And there was supposed to be a show that Roman Ring got on at Mojo's, which was going to be Origin. It was the first Devastation, the second Devastation on the Nation
you were
tour.
Supposed to be on that?
Yeah, it was Origin, Surreption, Aeon. Yes, okay. I got us on the show.
Oh,
it was Aeon.
Was that the infamous?
Surreption.
Why are we playing more house shows? And so we're like,
no, that was Defeated Sanity. Okay,
yes,
we'll get into that. Yeah, we'll get into that.
We don't have to, but that's a good one.
Yeah, but what I was saying was
I'm starting to remember this.
Okay, so. Yeah. This was what was the show?
Aeon, that'd be sick.
Oh yeah, so this was Devastation on the Nation. It was anyway. Alter Beast, Surreption, Aeon, Carician, Origin. I think that's it. Maybe there was and Ingested.
Where was that at?
It was a stacked tour. It was gonna be at Mojo's.
Okay.
So then Mojo's shut down.
Yeah,
Mojo's
that was when all hell was breaking loose
at Mojo's. Yeah. That was when they did that Exodus show. Yes, the infamous Exodus Testament show, I think, that had overcapacity. And the fire department showed up, the police shut it down and shit, and monitored people entering and leaving the building.
Nightmare that whole scenario was. I remember like all over Facebook, people are like, "What the fuck is going on?" This
so
this
then
and that.
Mojo's got shut down, and we didn't know the fate of this show.
Yes,
we were told that it was going to be pre-sales, and we were going to bite the bullet and try it.
Yeah,
we were
that
going
was
to
like
just
the
bite
one
the
time
bullet and
where
try it.
Might be worth it because it's such a stacked show that we felt pretty confident.
We were just like, fuck it, let's just
Normally,
try.
We don't.
Exactly, and that was a big death metal tour. And we were like, we could probably hustle.
We had plenty of friends that would be like, "Oh, fucking absolutely go to that show."
Exactly, you know. So
that felt like a slam dunk. Yeah. And of course, it doesn't work out.
Well, yeah, and that's exactly what happened. And it was like Mojo's Chris. I was like, he removed himself from social media. So I was like, wait a minute. Okay, the one guy I was in contact with about this show is no longer doing it. Yeah, and then it got to this point where finally it was so far gone that I was just like, all right, I don't know what to do. I don't know what's happening here. Like, I was like, we're still booked on this show, but we don't even know if it's happening. And it's certainly not happening at Mojo's. And then last minute, like the week, like it was basically like a week before, there was a tour coming up with Revocation, Arcspire. It was the Revocation Deathless tour. They just put out that album. And it was Arcspire, Cannabis Corpse, Black Fast, and they were playing at Reggie's. We ended up playing that show instead. It was on the same day because that show ended up getting taken over by that other promoter. I can't remember his name for the life of me at Bada Brew. So that Alter Beast show with Origin and shit was at, but we didn't do it because he was like, "Oh, I'll give you," because he still wanted us to do like. It was like a week or so before the show, and he still wanted us to sell like 30 pre-sales. And we were like, dude, there's no way. I was like, I'm sorry, man. Like, we'll play the show because it was promised to us, you know, and that was the agreement before. And I was like, otherwise, man, like, we're not going to do it. Like, it's not worth it. And we're not going to shell out that money. Right. You know,
not in that short amount of time. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, I knew a lot of dudes because I remember thinking about it because I have a lot. I won't say who it is and I won't say what bands they were, but I knew a lot of bands who would do shit like that and not pay the promoters and just be like, fuck you guys. And they would play the show and they would be like, yeah, we'll give you the money after, you know, like that type of deal.
The promoter fell for that?
I guess.
That promoter's an idiot.
Yeah. And
I mean,
it was Mojo's Chris a lot of the time.
He was kind of an idiot, but
yeah, I don't know, but yeah, like
in his defense, he was mostly drunk, so maybe that's why he was an idiot. But go on.
I knew a few bands who pulled that shit with those guys. Yeah.
I mean,
and I thought maybe we could do it, but I was just like, fuck that. And we ended up that was like Arcspire, you know, one of their first shows here, and so we were just like, fuck it. We got on that, and that show was packed, and
it worked out.
It was great.
They all worked out for us.
Yeah, man. And that was the last chance I got to see Aeon. That was the last time they toured the States, but they're putting out a new album soon. So
are they?
They just finished recording one. They haven't put out an album since that blue one, dude.
Really?
Since Aeon's Black. Yeah, that's the last album.
That album's awesome.
I know.
It's a good great. Death metal one I should do.
Yeah, that is.
A few that I do like. Yeah. Fuck.
But hopefully, that new one comes out soon because they're pissed.
Man, I forgot that whole debacle that was Mojo's and the demise of it, which then became and then it became Trees, right?
Yeah, the Treehouse
or Forge.
It was the Treehouse, and then now it's the Forge. I think still,
if it still exists, I don't know. Trying to think if
it was the Treehouse. They got shut down, and then wasn't it something else too?
I think it was for like a month or something. Yeah. I don't think I ever went to one that was the Treehouse.
I didn't.
I don't think I ever.
They weren't really booking that many metal shows anymore. And it was that lady who ran it and fucked some shit up.
I could be wrong, but I feel like the last time I was there is when we saw, was it Oceano? And
it was Mojo's.
I was with you, remember? Oh, it was still Mojo's then?
Yeah, that was Mojo's. And that was a show that we did with Rivers of Nile and Oceano and Broken Hope.
And Broken Hope. That was the other one.
Yeah. That was a long time ago, man.
Rivers
of Nile was touring on their first album still. So,
I've had to have been there.
Yeah.
So. I don't know. Nothing really comes through that often down there. Unless it's like a show I've worked. Like I was down there once for Soil to jump on
the last time I was there. I remember I went to see them because I've been to the Forge a few times. The actual Forge, like the Forge, because it's a tighter run venue now, and they have like decent food there too.
Really?
Yeah, I got some wings there once, and they were pretty delicious. But I saw, who did I see there? I saw, Black Dahlia. It was on a Nightbringers tour. It was one of their headliners for Nightbringers, and it was
there.
Yeah, and it was Black Dahlia, Suffocation, Decrepit Birth, and Matt Palazzo from Alluvial and the Zenith Passage. He was playing for Decrepit Birth, so it was like super sick.
Cool.
It was so awesome. That was one of the last shows I remember being there, but I know I've been there since then as well. I just can't remember for what. But I haven't been there in forever, for any shows. But I don't know if they're still a thing or not, because like I don't know if they survived the pandemic.
Probably not. I can't.
But they were open because they were trying to do shows during the pandemic. I remember that being a thing.
That makes sense. They are in Joliet, so yeah.
I'm gonna look it up and see if we could figure it out.
Curious if we could find like a more recent flyer for that place.
Yeah. Blink-182 tribute tonight at the Forge.
Tribute.
That was yesterday, last night.
Oh, we missed it. I could have gone with Nate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like they're doing shows. So,
do they have like previous show? Why did I say like a 2-year-old previous shows on there?
Yeah, on.
Like what else?
Looks like Grunge Puppets were playing the other night.
Is it all cover bands?
Yeah. Broken Love on tour with Pop Evil.
I know Pop Evil.
Yeah, I guess they're going to be playing the Forge soon. The Dead Daisies are playing them on September 11th.
Never forget.
Yeah. Well, point being, it looks like they're, back on.
Still bringing the noise.
Yep.
Good for them.
And Freak on a Leash is going to be playing. They're supporting Facelift, the Alice in Chains tribute, on June 5th.
Man, I wish it was closer.
Dude, you know what's even funny is they have a picture.
Shit face and go to one of these. I'm sure that's what most people are going there for. I kind of want to see this stuff.
Dude, the singer of this band, Freak on a Leash, it's like he's trying to even look like Jonathan Davis.
Oh, they do that. Yeah, a lot of those cover bands.
Is he wearing? Is his hair actually dreads though?
Like, it almost looks like Ed Rosenberry.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But I was part of
the devil.
It's just kind of weird because, like,
I mean, most cover bands do that. They kind of dress the part a little bit. You know, they want to give you the full. How could you live
your life like that, man?
I don't know. They probably make a fuck ton, not a fuck ton, but they make more money than we do at shows. Like most of those cover bands.
Yeah.
Like in that regard, I can't hate them. You know.
Yeah. Fair. Well, yeah. So they're still a band. Looks like
that was a thing I always talked about in the my old Breaking Through days.
Still a venue. Duh.
With them was like the idea of like, what if we did do a cover band, as our own band, but we're a cover band on, and just to make money, and like just do like, double duty basically. And it'd be possible, especially with like the singers we had, like they were all really good singers. So we can kind of pull off like doing more commercially rock stuff easily. I mean, it's like all those guys. Yeah, it wouldn't have been a problem, but we never made it happen. But it was always an idea. I was like, oh man, if I ever get into like another more alternative rock band, I was like, that's the route we should go, is like do the originals, but then also do this like side hustle and just make some money, because those bands make great money doing it. And you can kind of like cross promote and you just be like, yeah, if you like how good we are, and here you can check out the originals, which don't sound as cool as the big hits, but whatever, you might like it.
Hell yeah.
It's always like the weird that question, I'm sure you get it from like people that aren't in it and like family members, like, oh, do you do originals? And it's like, yeah. How's that working out? It is. Not great.
Oh yeah.
Like recently I had my cousin in town from Oregon. She was asking me about band stuff, and she's like, it's all originals. I'm like, yeah, that's why we're not big. Yeah. That's why I'm still like, I haven't really left Illinois,
Yeah. It's hard.
It's even harder now. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it is.
What do you think, Kane? All right. Dog a few words.
Yeah, for real. Oh man. Kane, what's your favorite Portal album?
What do you think his favorite Portal album would be? You have to
None of them.
None of them?
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea, because they're
probably
all
like the third or fourth one.
Yeah. Yeah, Vexel Void.
Yeah, that one.
That's a great one. That's one of my favorites.
See?
That might be my favorite. Actually,
It
the
could
new
be
ones
his
might be
favorite.
my favorites,
You don't know.
though. Yeah. Yeah, I don't.
Might be. I don't know.
I don't know either. The one where he wears a clock on his head.
Isn't that all of them?
Yeah. Not the old ones. The first one, he used to wear a big witch's hat.
Was his face still covered though?
Yeah. Yeah, you couldn't see any of these motherfuckers.
You know him, right?
I found his Facebook profile.
That's
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah. I don't even know if it's still up, though. I'd have to check. But yeah, I was friends with him. And he used to like my shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was the shit.
The guy with the gong, his head likes my stuff.
Yeah. But I didn't want to like blow his cover, you know?
Is there like a? Do they go to lengths to hide the fact, like who they are?
Yeah, they don't reveal their identity to the public. Yeah, they all have weird.
How the
like
fuck did
the
you find
curator? Because they did some shows with Portal in. I mean, they did some. I'm high. They did some shows with Origin in Australia because they're from Australia. And John Longstreth, I'm friends with him on the internet, and he posted some pictures with the guys in Portal, like when they were in a full costume. Like the curator, instead of wearing a clock, he was wearing like this weird like bishop's costume. And like I'm like, fuck, that looks insane. But he tagged the dude, and I was like, huh. And then I clicked on the dude,
his cover.
and then sure enough, I was like, oh my god, this is
funny.
that. Yeah, it was nuts.
Who did it first, Ghost or them?
Them. They're way older than Ghost. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I gotta look up when their first album came out.
I don't know what the fuck I was watching. I think it was something on YouTube. I think, and like Ghost popped up, like they were showing like a clip of them.
Oh, okay.
And like that's a band that's never really been on my radar. I never really listened to on purpose. And I couldn't tell you what song it was, but it was playing. I was like, oh yeah, that's this band. Like this is what they sound like. It's just like nothing like what I pictured, and nothing that I enjoy.
No.
I still don't get the. I mean, are they as big as they've ever been? Still, like I feel like I don't hear about them as much ever. Ghost, like.
Yeah, they're still giant.
Still,
I mean, they're still very big. I mean, they're on like a major record label.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're huge.
I don't know. I feel like I remember like I'd always see like at least like some post about them in some regard.
Yeah, I used to like that band, or I tried to like get into them. You know, like I liked the first record.
Yeah.
Because it reminded me of like Merciful Fate type stuff. And then
really?
Yeah, and then I started to like, I don't know. At the end of the day, I just
the darkened surf rock.
Yeah, it's not really. It doesn't really do it for me anymore. I respect it, but
I guess I don't know. It just
the last time was 2018
for me. Just I think for a lot of people, it don't really match up with like.
No, you expect it to be a pissed ass death metal band. And instead
I was expecting some like Behemoth-esque, like just heavy as fuck, and I was like, oh, this.
Yeah.
It's like you don't need to have this get up. Just fucking play this music. What are you doing? You know?
For real.
Although would it have been as big had they not? They just dressed
so.
like regular assholes and were just like, "What's up, man? We're a surf rock band."
I don't think so. Yeah.
Probably not, right? Yeah.
And Portal's been a band since 1994. That's when they started. Their first demo came out in 98. First
really?
EP was 2002, and then first full length sepia was in 2003.
So when was the first Ghost?
Let's see.
Gonna get to the bottom of this. Apologies to any Ghost fans out there that might be mad at me. They're a big band. I know like tons of people that like
they're
that
huge.
band.
I mean, they're like a stadium band.
Yeah, no, they do arenas for sure.
Yeah. Years active 2006 to the present. The first album coming out in 2010.
Wow, so Portal got way beat.
Yeah, by 7 years for the first record, but first demo being 98. Yeah,
impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's 10
Simpsons
years
did it first.
apart, huh?
Simpsons did it first.
Yeah, Simpsons did it first. Portal did it first, man. But yeah, all their names are. Let's read them off, dude.
This is Portal.
Yeah,
because like, what are the Ghost
names?
ones? I know like Papa Emeritus, right, is the singer, but then isn't it just Ghouls?
Yeah,
right?
Nameless Ghouls.
Nameless Ghouls. Okay.
Yeah,
That's how much of how big that band is that even my dumbass knows.
Yeah,
the lore
Papa
of
Emeritus.
Yeah.
Well, he's got like the shtick. Their conceptual shtick is that the main guy Tobias, whatever his name is, like his real name,
Funke.
yeah, Tobias Funke. He does like a different pope every album cycle.
Yes, that much I know.
And sometimes it's like a different character. Like the last one was like a cardinal. It wasn't like the pope. It wasn't like Papa. But it's like the same idea. You know what I mean? It's just like and
that's
nameless
fun.
ghouls.
I get that.
Yeah,
cool.
but like,
and then there's all like that's the plus side of that mystique to it. You know, like I remember hearing rumors of like Dave Grohl like did stuff with them. And, like allegedly, I don't know even if that was ever
proven. Yeah, he did. He did some live shit with them apparently.
Yeah, right. Yeah, which is so weird.
Yeah,
and, you know who else?
You wouldn't know. You know,
you would never know.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
You just and they themselves could start that rumor easily.
Yeah,
it's like, oh yeah, Dave Grohl played with us. Oh okay.
Yeah, man.
Wait, so what are the names of the Portal members?
So the singer is the Curator.
That's a great name.
Yeah, it's so sick.
That's so much cool. Yeah.
Let's see. On guitars, we have Horror Elogium. And that's spelled, he's in another band called Vomitor. I heard this band. They are a death thrash metal band. Interesting. Okay. I don't think I would like them.
Ooh, I got a new band for you.
Do you?
But you go on. It's not good. Go on.
We got, let's see, Aphotic Mote. M-O-T-E. Mote? Aphotic? I don't even know what that means. He's the guitar player. He's the rhythm guitar player.
These? Go on.
Yeah, Aphotic Mote. What up, dude?
You said he's a guitar player?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the picture of him on Metal Archives is old, and he's playing what looks to be like an 8-string Schecter.
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah. I doubt he plays that anymore. Then Ignis Fatuus is their drummer, which is sick. Yeah, but it looks like he plays guitar in other bands. I don't know, man. Weird. And
then there's Jeff. They're like, Jeff. Like no. One random, just normal name.
It's Ominous Fugue.
Okay. That's a cool one. I like that.
Yeah, so
it's cool. Everybody gets a name. How come it like
yeah. All right. Oh wait, cool. I don't think he's in the band anymore. Ominous Fugue. Is he? I don't know. What the fuck is that?
They gave him the boot. The old clock boot.
Yeah, he's not. They only have the one guitar player now. Oh well. Yeah, and then there were 4.
They're from Australia, right?
Yes.
They probably all play Ormsby's now.
Yeah, I wonder, man. Is that company based in Australia?
Yeah. Yeah, Perry's from Australia.
Nice. Do you have an Ormsby?
No.
Would you get one?
Yeah, I like them. They're cool.
Yeah.
They do a really good job of ripping off that Black Machine guitar that was like big for a while. I don't know how familiar you are with that.
Black Machine?
Yeah.
I just know that my buddy Fernando played Ormsby, and that was like my introduction to that guitar brand.
They're cool.
Yeah.
They make some great, at least
they seem
good
cool
looking stuff. I don't know. Yeah. It's kind of hard to get one of those because they are from Australia.
Yeah. But, dude, look how fucked up this picture is, man. That's the Curator. That's one of his costumes. This is after the clock tower era, but see, he's wearing like a mask underneath that veil. That looks like terrifying.
It does look terrifying. Right? That's awesome.
Isn't that sick?
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Terrifying, man. Yeah, it's just so
way
cool.
Cooler. Way cooler than Ghost. Why people need to be checking out that band more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then it's
granted, they're not nearly as commercial.
Yeah, but if you look at this, like expect this is gonna sound like
that sounds exactly like what I expect.
That looks.
Yeah, I see that. I'm like, yeah, it probably sounds like Nightmare music, and that's exactly what they do.
Yeah,
you know.
Yep.
Like,
yep.
Bullshit.
I know, man. It's so funny. I remember the first time I heard of Ghost. They were on the cover of I think it was a Decibel magazine even. Like this was before the first album was coming out. It was like press for the first album, and like the makeup was really bad.
That, Gabe was in. Oh, shout out to Gabe.
Yeah. But it was like a really old picture of Ghost. You know what I mean? Like really old
when they were first like
they were
coming
a
up.
baby band, yeah. And I remember just thinking, just by looking at the picture, I'm like, okay, this band has got to sound like Vader or something. You know what I mean? Like something
brutal.
that's like 280 beats per minute.
Right,
I'm just
exactly.
like, fuck, this is gonna be
up to
insane.
something. Yeah.
And then I'm like, I put it on and I'm like, this is like, I didn't even believe it. You know, I was like, what? This is the band?
Like,
this is what I get? And then it ends up being, they end up being like the next big thing here.
Massive.
Yeah.
Massive.
It's a bummer to me, man, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
Yeah, I get it too. It's like whatever, but
yeah,
at the same time, it's just like there's so much cooler shit.
Portal's way cooler stuff. Way cooler stuff.
I mean, granted, I get why, but you know, yeah, it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't think if they didn't have that shtick, they probably would have done all right. But like, there is a level of uniqueness to that dark surf rock thing. Not a lot of bands are doing
they stand out.
But I think it gave them that edge to be like,
But I think it also spawned this wave of like, you know, because like half of the shit Metal Blade is signing these days are like, you know, bands like the Devil's Blood. And I mean, granted, that was like a while ago. That was probably 10 years ago now. But they were on this kick where I felt like they were signing a lot of these revival, old school, heavy metal sounding bands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Visigoth, The Devil's Blood. There was a handful of other bands like that Metal Blade would sign. Because I know Brian Slagle, they're like the head, he's really into stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like they sign a lot of shit like that now. And but I just remember thinking like, this is not what I want to be big. Like, you know,
right.
Where is it? And now it's like death metal's finally big, but it's like the trendy, crusty, boom, 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 boom type of death metal. That's, you know, you guys wearing like,
take it where you can get it, man.
Yeah, like Ray-Bans and a Carhartt beanie and like a gold chain and like a dying fetus shirt. I'm like, what happened? Where's your camo shorts, dude? Where's your sideburns you forgot to shave? Where's your fucking, you know what I mean? It's like, come on, guys, what? Like, I get it, but I'm happy that it's big to any extent, and I shouldn't be complaining.
Yeah,
and it's like childish.
It's out in the world,
yeah, it's cool that people like that shit. You know, it's like maybe it'll lead them to the other stuff. You know,
you hope for.
Yeah,
you know? That's all you can hope for with that.
Yeah, definitely. But what are you gonna do, huh?
Give up.
Just give up.
Just give up.
Yeah.
That's what you can do. I was perusing Instagram. I was bored. And I always just check like the random stuff.
Yeah.
And I noticed like Kat Von D was in there, and I was like, "What's going on?" I was like, "This looks like a weird." I thought it was a commercial. I was like, "What's going on?" I click on it, and it's a music video. She has a band.
Kat Von D is a band now?
Yes.
What are they called?
Kat Von D.
Oh.
And I highly recommend checking out the
song?
No.
Or the video?
There's like a video talking about the band, which is pretty funny. Just because I was like, who the fuck are these people? Like,
yeah.
Because the last I heard, she was in trouble because of her husband or boyfriend. Like, I don't know. I don't remember quite the story, but it was something to do with like Nazi shit or something not cool.
Okay. You know what's funny? When you go to YouTube and type in Kat Von D, the first thing, oh, I see. Because the song is called Exorcism.
Yes.
The first thing that shows up is Exorcism. I was like, whoa, did she have like an exorcism? I was like, that's funny if that's the first thing everybody looks for. Yeah, that is a single. There's.
That's a great example of bands with not a big budget making a video.
This video?
Yeah, it's better looking than most, but because she's got money. I mean, she's done well for herself, for her brand and everything. So she clearly has money that she poured into this. But I would recommend watching the like Meet the Band video that they have.
Okay, is that Kat Von D Meet the Band? Yeah,
yeah, that's pretty funny. It's just interesting because like I was, like who the fuck is gonna join this? Obviously, it's gonna be. I was like, it's either got to be like somebody remotely famous in there, you would think, to join. But she does know like musicians and shit.
Yeah.
No. And then it's just, they're all session people. The one the guitar player in that band has like an insane resume. And he's totally a session player.
Is it Greg Foreman?
No, he's got a weird name.
Brian Rout?
Maybe. Can't remember.
Sammy Dahl.
And there's a contortionist in the band.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. Because that sounds great on a fucking album.
What does that mean?
She just fucking twists herself up in all sorts of weird shapes. It's great for the video. It's so funny. It's just so fucking funny. And I know,
so, like, dumb as fuck.
Oh, dude, it's so dumb. So fucking dumb.
Man.
I mean, it's only like a 3-minute, 4-minute long song. Watch the video and just like.
Can I just play it now? Will we get in trouble?
It'll get flagged if the audio pops. Yeah. We watch it afterward.
Yeah.
Wish we still had the projector.
6 minutes.
It's fucking, man, it's just so funny. It's just like, oh man, god damn it.
Yeah.
Like you took the place of some other band that could totally use this money and do something way better. But I mean, good for her. Like I know she does have a background in music, so cool.
Yeah, and she also has a giant fucking makeup line and and a show. And
I don't think she still has a show anymore.
It's like, can you just not do this, band? Do you need to have a contortion? It's just like you're taking up.
When I saw like contortionist, I was like, I'm out. Like,
but it's like they're trying to like, she's trying to look evil, but she's wearing a regular cross. It's like you're taking up the space that something deserves better than
taking the views away from something so much better.
Yeah, but I feel like, do I have the right to say that? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
you do.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah, whatever.
You earned it. The comments on the video are great
Kat
too.
Von D is a woman that like does not have to like. She could just go to any record label and be like, "Look at me, contract."
1,000%.
There you go. You know what I mean?
Easily.
And it's just like
easily.
What?
And it's gonna make money.
Yeah.
No matter what, as bad as it can be, it'll make money.
Yeah. Check your privilege, Kat Von D.
Check your privilege.
Yeah, as a fucking musician, dude. Check it at the door, bitch. Do you like this shirt? Sam got it for me.
Like a Japanese manga thing or something?
Yeah, it's Junji Ito, the dude I've been reading a lot.
Judge Ito?
Yeah, Junji Ito. And it's
Judge Ito.
It's Judge Ito.
From O.J. Simpson case.
And it's from a book called Gyo, and it's sick. Some girl that's got pipes coming out of her mouth, and she's like dead and on a tank, and her body's all fucked up. Good book.
Is that what you were reading last week?
No, I was reading The Drifting Classroom, which I'm still reading. I'm almost done with it all though. Yeah, I'm on the last book.
Is it backwards? Like
yeah. It's hard to figure out at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's like super easy. Good times.
What's Kane reading these days? All right.
We didn't even give him a mic, man.
There's one built into the headset.
Oh, I see. Yeah, headset mic. Yeah. Dude, I want Nate to start wearing a headset mic at our shows. Just say like, yeah, like, woo!
He's sick.
And we'll be able to hear like him breathe out of his mouth.
Is he a heavy mouth breather? I never caught that.
I don't know.
I'm gonna say no.
What if he's running around and shit or headbanging?
That's true. He gets a little winded.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Whew.
Get us all lav mics.
Yeah.
I can record that too. Here's all breathing heavily because we're all out of shape. Like all of us.
We should get lav mics and just have conversations in between the songs and record them.
Well, one of the things I thought about doing because of this setup was like doing a live stream.
Yeah, that would be fun.
We have enough inputs and stuff that each person can get a mic. If we wanted to like talk back to people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That was something I thought about.
Yeah, that could be really cool.
And I found that there's a little foot switch thing that you can connect, from the mic to the interface that you have to push in order to talk. So that way, when your foot's off of it, you're not getting the fucking room sound.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, that would work out actually quite well. It'd be kind of fun. Yeah.
Shit.
So that's an idea. I don't know I want to do that right away, but it's an idea.
Of course.
After hearing those demos, I don't think we're ready to do a live stream, but.
Yep.
Gotta knock a little bit of that rust off before we unveil ourselves to the world ever again.
Big time. Big time. Shit.
Well, shall we?
Yeah, we can.
Great episode with a great guest.
Yeah, thank you, Kane, for coming on and being our emotional support dog.
Yeah.
With a Mardi Gras outfit.
Mardi Gras outfit? What are you talking about? It's his like cape.
Yeah, but that's what it's for. Like that's what the tag says. It says Mardi Gras.
Oh.
It was some special
Where's his
thing.
beads? How come he's in beads? Oh no, what are you doing?
I don't know. Oh.
Leave him alone.
I was
He's gonna throw up.
Looking at his tag. Ah,
sick
yeah.
tag, bro. Oh, there's like a whole fucking description back there. Oh, great. Now he can't hear.
All right. Mardi Gras plush puppy. Mardi Gras is deeply rooted in the history of Louisiana, and as a Baton Rouge-based company, Raising Cane's loves to recognize and participate in Mardi Gras festivities. By buying a plush puppy, you've helped us celebrate the holiday and give... Well, maybe I did buy this. And giving back to local pets in need. Cane's donates 100% of the net proceeds from the sale of our puppies to local pet welfare organizations. Happy Mardi Gras. Yeah, maybe this was like a thing.
That's even better than I would expect it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Fuck yeah.
That's cool. So, yeah, there you go.
Oh, good. Now I feel even better. He's a good guest.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Look at that.
Good for you, Kane.
Nice morals for our...
I guess if there's anything he's got to plug is that organization, huh?
Yeah. I'm going to plug a bunch of shit, man. I'm going to plug... check out, if you guys like metal, man, you're in for a treats this week. Check out those two new Portal records, Avow and Hag Bulbia. Hag Bulbia. That makes me think of an old woman with a bunch of blisters on her face. And also the new Alluvial record, Sarcoma, which is pretty cool. You can check that out. Is there anything else I wanted to plug? I don't think so.
No?
Nah.
All right. I got the same old shit. Roman Ring, Warforged, Something is Waiting.
Nice.
And I don't know, thanks to everybody if anybody's actually listened to all 200 episodes, you are the real trooper here.
For real. Probably my dad.
Probably.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, probably. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, thanks for everybody for being along for the ride. Appreciate it.
Definitely.
It's been fun, and we keep going, keep getting more guests and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, we got a couple.
Do you have any more
on the burner
stuffed animals you'd like us to interview?
Yeah, let us know.
Please let us know. We'll gladly
send them our way. Yeah.
What if that becomes a thing? Wonder if Johnny and James have any stuffed animals I can bring on the show for them. It'd be fun.
Bring them on the show.
No fucking way.
And let's see what they have to say.
Just Johnny and James just shitting themselves. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Cool. Very good. We'll see everybody next week. We're gonna be finally doing the freestyle episode, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you know the albums?
No, because they haven't picked them yet. Well, Adam did, but I don't think Vince picked his.
Pick one yet?
I don't think so. Yeah, we'll figure them out. We'll have to post them.
Keep on your toes. Cool. All right, yeah. I'll see you sooner than later. We'll see everybody else next week.
Yep.
Bye.
Alrighty, see you guys. Bye.
Go ahead.
Yo, everybody. Thank you for listening to the 200th episode of Nothing's for No One. We appreciate you being along for this ride. And if you like what you've heard and want 200 more, keep listening, keep liking, keep subscribing, keep sharing this with your friends, keep, doing this shit and giving us the juice to do it. Yeah. Bye, guys.